and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to create this mobile app loading screen in Figma. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to start with a frame, so I'm just going to click on F so I can use one of the presets. We're going to use the iPhone 16 and 17 Pro Max frame, so I'm just going to click on that and we're going to have a copy. Next up, let's go over to fill. We're going to change the fill of this frame to FFCC3C. Next up, let's insert some icons. So I'm going to right click, go over to plugins, and we are going to run Iconify. Just going to give that a moment. And I want to use B. So I'm just going to search for that. And I want to use the icon from, I want to see if I can find it without having to switch to the icon set. Oh, seems like I've actually skipped it. I want to use this one. I actually skipped over it without even noticing. I'm just going to drag a copy and then close. So for this first one, I'm going to change the size to 100 by 100. So go over to dimensions, change it to 100 by 100. Going to bring it here. Let me just create some copies since we're going to need a total of 4. So I'm just holding Alt down and then dragging. Let's start with this one. I'm going to change the fill. Go over to selection colors, change the fill to black. And then go over to rotation. Make the rotation 57 degrees. And then I'm going to move this. I want it to be 0. So if I hover while holding Alt, I want it to be 0 from the top and I want it to be 0. So it's actually touching the edge, but it's at 0.33. So if you round it down, it's going to be 0. So 0 from the top, 0 from the left, from the right of our frame. Next up is this one. Let's change the dimensions to 70 by 70. Rotation is 59. And I'm going to, oh no, not 59, minus 59. The fill, go over to selection colors and we're just going to change it to black. And I want the position of this, let me hover. I want it to be 200 from the top of our frame and 20 from the left. So I'm just going to, let me see, move it and just, so it's 20 from the left. I'm just going to leave it at what it is, 20.97. I can move it, want it to be 19 points. So that's basically 20. I want it 200 from the top. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So it's 199.97, basically 220 from the left. So that's what I want. You know, let's change this one back to, let's change the color back to white. Yeah, that looks better. I'm going to select this one next. Let's change the size of this one to 70 by 70. Let's go over to rotation. We're going to make the rotation minus 20 degrees, and position, I want it to be 25 from the right and 75 from the bottom. So I'm just going to check. So it's currently 24 points. Let me move it. All right, it's 25.28. I'm going to leave it like that. So 25 from the right, and I want it to be 75 from the bottom. So I'm going to move it down, and then all right, 25 from the right and 75 from the bottom. And then finally for this one, we're going to leave the size as it is. Let's change the rotation to 122 degrees. And we are going to change the fill. Oh, not the fill. Go over to selection colors. Let's make it black. Now let's position it. I want it to be 0. 0 from the bottom, 0 from the left. That's what I want. So I'm going to zoom out and we've placed our beads. So this one, dimensions 100 by 100, rotation is 57 degrees and 0 from the top and bottom. This is 70 by 70, 200 from the top, 20 from the left. This one too, 70 by 70, rotation is minus 20, 25 from the right, 75 from the bottom. And then finally 100 by 100 for dimensions, and 0 from the left, 0 from the bottom. That's the position. Next up, let's insert a text. So I'm just going to click on T, and I'm going to type out loading. And I'm going to change the font to Poppins. Size is 38. For me, it's already using 38. You know what? Let's make it a little bigger. Let's see, 40, and I'll make the line height 48. So I'm using Poppins. Size is 40, and the line height is 48. We're going to leave every other setting. So now we're going to align this to the horizontal center and the vertical center. So I'm just going to, maybe because I have other elements, it's being difficult. So I'm just going to come over to alignment, align horizontal centers, and align vertical centers. Now that I've aligned it, I'm just going to return it back because I want it to still be able to move. I'm just going to return it back. Now that we have our text, let's add in some rectangles. I'm going to click on R, and just around, let me start with this. Let me bring this here. I'm going to increase the width of this rectangle to 240, and the height is going to be 30. And I'm going to zoom in, get much closer, and now you see this dot. Grab it where it says radius and just drag till it's like you have the edge being as curved as it possibly goes. So for this particular dimension, it changes depending on the size of the rectangle. The corner radius is 15, and I'm just going to bring it here. Let's change the fill to white before we continue. All right, so I have this. So now I'm going to align it to the horizontal center. I believe that's it. Yeah, I'll align it to the horizontal center. Select the text and this rectangle, make the spacing 8. And now we're going to create another copy. This time the spacing is going to be 10, and then we'll create another copy. Spacing is 10. Now hold Alt, and I'm going to reduce the width. So keep your eyes on dimension. I want it to be 190. So I've reduced the width till it's 190. Hold Alt, and we're going to reduce the width of this one to 140. So we're reducing the width while also keeping it in its place. Select these three, hold Alt and Shift so we can create copies while keeping them aligned. And this time, these rectangles are going to be directly on top of this text, so the spacing is going to be 0. Now what I'm going to do is select these two first, hold this handle, move it, select this two, move this two, and then drag. Basically I'm just changing their positions so that we can have this shape. So what we're going to do next is duplicate these rectangles again. So I'm going to select all of these rectangles, Ctrl D to duplicate, and now we have a total of 12 rectangles. I'm going to zoom out, and what we're going to do is grab this screen, hold Alt and Shift, and I'm going to create another copy, and we're going to have this here. Let's get in a bit closer. What we're going to do is select this rectangle on top. Remember now, we have these rectangles in front and we also have some behind. So what we're going to do is come closer, and I'm going to increase the height of this one to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to raise this one 7 up, so 7 times up. Select the one beneath and then change the fill to black. Like this. Oops, I want it to be black, and you're going to have something that looks like this. Now let's zoom out. I'm going to create another copy, and I'm going to return this one back to its position so it's aligned to the black one. Now select this one, move it 7 times up, and then this one, change the fill, the one underneath, to black. Close that, and I'm going to do the same for the next one. Create another copy, return this one to its original position, and I'm going to select this one, move it 7 times up, and then change the fill of the one underneath to black. Close. Let's create another copy. I'm going to return this one back. Oops. I'm going to return it back to its position, then move this one 7 times up, select the rectangle underneath, change the fill to black. Next is this one. Create another copy, return this one back, move this rectangle on top 7 times, and then change the fill of the one underneath to black. Let's create one more copy, and there we go. Return this one back to its position, and I'm going to move this one 7 times, and then select the one underneath, change the fill to black, close it, and yeah, this is what we are going to have. Now select all of the frames, go over to this frame option, and then we're going to create a component set. Now go over to prototype, and then let's start with this first one. Select this first one, connect the first to the second. The trigger is going to be after delay. Delay is going to be 1 millisecond. The action is going to be changed to, we're going to leave all this. Animation is smart animate, easing is linear, duration is 300 millisecond. I'm going to close, zoom out, and we're going to use the same setting throughout. So trigger is after delay, delay is 1 millisecond, animation smart animate, easing is linear, and duration is 300 milliseconds. I'm going to just do the same for this one, so we don't need to change any other thing. I'll just move on to the next one, connect these two, and move on to the next one, connect this to. Trigger is going to be after delay. All right, I'm going to connect these two. Oops, I've not changed the setting. On tap, after delay, delay is 1 millisecond. I'm going to zoom out, so this one is the last one, so connect the last one back to the first, sorry, to go on the loop, and the same settings. I'm going to have that, so I can just close. Now to see our loading screen, I'm just going to go back to the design tab, click on F so I can select one of our presets. We're going to use the same frame we already used, so that's the iPhone 16 and 17 Pro Max. Create a copy of this and then bring it into this frame and then align it. I just want to check to make sure, yeah, it's aligned on both sides. All right, now we can view our loading screen in the prototype tab. So this is what our animation looks like. If it feels like it's too fast or it's too slow, or you feel like you want to change the details, you can change the details if you want to. But for me, this looks good enough. But anyway, that is it for this tutorial. If you want to watch similar videos to this, where I create longer or more complicated UI UX design projects, you can check out the description box below to links to those videos or longer courses, or you could click on the video on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.